Hi guys and girls on YouTube and welcome to my channel. So I've got a quick video here. It's probably not that exciting, but you might find it a little bit unusual. So somebody's brought this amplifier in for repair before Christmas, and it's an Ariston AX-900. Now I've never even heard of Ariston, but it does look quite familiar. So if I turn around to the back, that's the back view. Now before I even got the top off, I'm looking at the back and I'm thinking I've seen that somewhere before, but I don't remember repairing an Ariston amplifier before. I've never even heard of the brand. Anyway, turns out the mains transformer's faulty. It's got shorter turns on the primary. It's 20020. Now I couldn't find a transformer anywhere, and the customer didn't want to pay the cost of having a transformer wound to order, and they just said, can you get rid of it, we're going to buy another amplifier. Well, of course I didn't get rid of it. I just shoved it on the shelf for another day, and then I actually found another amplifier. I've come across another one for spare parts that's got an audio IC that's no longer available, and it bears a striking resemblance to this. Now I'm not really an audio person, so I can't tell you anything about this, but let's have a look at the other amplifier I've got for spares, because what we're going to do here is we're going to make one amplifier out of two. Right, so here's the other one. Now this is actually a Cambridge Audio, and it looks very similar on the front, but this knob on here on the Cambridge is a lot further over. So let's get the tops off both of these and have a look. And if you look at that, they look remarkably similar inside as well. See, we've got that module there that's an optional extra, and that's got the same one on. But this is Cambridge Audio, as you can see, and this one is Ariston Acoustics. Very interesting. In fact, they've got exactly the same audio output ICs, which are a TDA 1514A. Now these are no longer available. They've not been available for a long time. There's plenty on Chinese fakes on the internet that just burn up as soon as you fit them. But anyway, the plan is, I think the ICs will be alright in this one. In this one, at least one of these is faulty, and this is in quite poor condition. This is in a lot better condition. So what I'm going to do, I was going to take the transformer out of this and put it into that one. But first, let me just show you how I diagnosed the transformer as faulty in this. As you can see, the two fuses on the secondary, I've just lifted them, and what we're going to do is put a 60-watt bulb in place of the fuse in the amplifier. Right, so the secondary fuses have been removed. There's no load whatsoever on this transformer. I've got a 60-watt bulb here clipped across the mains transformer, and you'll see when I turn on that the bulb lights up really bright. So that transformer is drawing a hell of a lot of current, considering it's got no load on it whatsoever. That transformer has shorter turns. I'll do the same test in this one, which has got an IC faulty. So I'll flick them fuses out first and do the same test here. Right, so here we go. Switch it on there. Switch that on. And the bulb doesn't even flash or anything. So the transformer's alright in that. We're going to take it out of here and put it into that one. So that's both transformers out. That says Cambridge on, and that says Ariston on, and they're the same one. Now of course you can't tell which of these transformers is faulty just by measuring the resistance of the primary winding. you'd have to use an inductance meter, and that will tell you exactly which one's faulty. So just as an example, we got the Ariston one, that's the faulty one there, and that's the primary winding. The DC resistance is 13.8 ohms. Now if I transfer these to the working one, and we've got 13.9, so that's only 0.1 ohm difference. But now let's put an inductance meter on these and you'll see the difference. Right, so here we go, that's the working one. And we've got 3.272 Henry on the working one. Now let's transfer these to the other one, which has shorter turns. Like so. That is the Ariston one. Let's try again. And look at that. It won't measure the inductance because of the shorter turns, it just gives you a resistance reading. So let's just try that again. Yeah, it cannot measure the inductance on that one, and that's the difference between the faulty one and the working one. I'll just do the bulb test again to show you that there's nothing at all connected to this transformer. And there we go. Look how much current that's drawing with no load on it. In fact, in the machine, when you switch it on, it blows the fuse immediately. Right, so I'm just going to put this back together now with the good second-hand transformer in. As you can see, it's a very, very simple basic amplifier. Right, I'll come back in a minute when that transformer's back in. Right, so that's it. That's all back together with a replacement transformer. It's cable tied in just like it was before. Just got to cut them off there. There we go. Doesn't look any different apart from the transformer says Cambridge Audio on. There you go, it's plugged in, lights up, no more blowing of the mains fuse as soon as you turn it on. So what's gone wrong with the old transformer? Well, I would imagine it's a primary winding short rather than a secondary, but the easiest way to find out that is to cut off the secondary winding, which is wound on the outside, and then just try it again with no secondary winding on. That'll tell us whether it's a primary or a secondary winding short. But I did just see something. Can't see it now. There's something just there on the secondary winding. It doesn't look right, but let's just unwrap this just for the fun of it and determine whether it's primary or secondary short. Right, so what I was looking at underneath must have been just a bit of dirt, because I can't see anything at all there wrong with the secondary winding of the transformer. So what I'm going to do now is cut all this off and then just power it up again. But yeah, that looks, can't see any shorter turns anywhere in there. Right, let's cut all this secondary winding off then. Now, of course, I could unwrap it, but we'll be here all day doing that, so I'm just going to cut the windings off like that. Right, so that's all that's left of it now. Just get them bits out, and then we'll plug it back into the mains. Yeah, here we go. Exactly like I thought. They've got shorter turns on the primary winding. Right, let's unwrap that and see if we can see the shorter turns then. Right, we're getting there, but there's an awful lot of plastic on here to unwrap. But as you can see, it's exposing it. Right, well, wherever it's shorted out, it's not immediately obvious just by looking at it. But, I mean, the construction of that, it actually looked quite poor to me. I would have thought it had been wound a lot better than it actually is. But yeah, there's nothing really standing out. You'd have to unwrap all that lot to look for it. So it's not wound very evenly, I would say. Right, well, in the interest of making an interesting video, shall we say, I'm going to start unwrapping this so we can find where the shorter turns are. So I'm just going to put the camera down and I'll just do a bit of unwrapping because there's quite a few turns on here. Right, okay, so some while later I found it. Let me see if I can get enough light on. It's going to be difficult, this is. Let's try and turn that off. Right, so I'm struggling to get any light with any reflections, but there it is, look, two turns shorter together there, they're all black. Let me see if I can zoom in, if that will help. There. Oh, you can see it better now, look. There we go, two turns shorted. So that is where it's gone. Right, so there you go. It's not immediately obvious now I've unwrapped it, but that there is the two turns that are shorter together. You can see there where they're black. In fact, if we look at the actual transformer itself, you can see there, look where the burn mark was. There. Right, okay guys and girls on YouTube, I hope you've enjoyed that. And I'll catch you in the next video then with a bit more vintage stuff next time. Alright then, thanks for watching, goodbye.